In this next segment, we have a pattern commercial wall covering. I have my long, wide table here, which is 6 feet long, and we're going to pre-cut sheets because this is going to be for a small project, let's say. So it's not worth setting up a large paste machine for a small installation. So we're just going to pre-cut a couple sheets right now. This pattern is a straight across pattern. As you can see, well, we're going to double check that. I'm going to cut my first sheet here to the length of 8 feet. So we basically pull this out. I leave a tool behind so it doesn't roll off the table. And then we basically measure off approximately 8 feet. And we do take into account the pattern when we're definitely measuring this out. So I'm going to try to keep in this large flower right here and just cut right through. And then we're just going to roll this back down. This is a straight across pattern match. As you can see, this flower is the same as this flower directly across. So that's a direct way you can tell this is a straight across pattern. So we're basically going to duplicate the same sheet that we just cut. So we'll go to pull it back a little bit like this to duplicate the sheet, see if it's long enough. It needs to be a little longer, so we got to go up one full pattern to match. So if you look at the edge right there, the pattern is identical, which means it will match on this opposite side when it comes to double cutting the material. So we cut the length, same manner. Here I just take the scissors and score it right through. We're going to keep these matched together. And we're going to check the height at the top, because it's going to be the second sheet I cut is too long. If you look closely at that corner of the table where the bottom sheet ends, and I want to cut the waist off to match that side as well. This is a glossy pattern, so it's a little bit slippery to work with. And here I like to mark my pieces 1 and 2, 1 for the bottom, 2, and top with an arrow. So we're going to flip these around so we can begin to paste. Here we're just putting another liberal coat of paste on. I have a heavy object on the paper just to keep it from sliding around. Sometimes I use hand spring clamps clipped onto the edge. I like to do a horizontal set line and then work my way up with a brush. That just sets the material. And then we'll get our plastic smoother out, go up along the seam line, crease the top, smooth out the air bubbles. And then we're going to crease it again and cut the top off. I like to cut at the same time because you're up here, you want to save moves to work efficiently. Wash adhesive. Drop down. Just smooth it out, same procedure. There is an outlet right here we have to cut out in a minute. On some wall coverings, when you really need a nice tight fit, I'll use a 6-inch broad knife blade right against the piece, and I got to go section by section like this. Wash off the excess adhesive. And then I'll cut out the outlet. For safety reasons, sometimes it's a good idea to cut the power on outlets, but it's not always practical.